Let's move into the corridors of justice, where the High Court has convicted the acting Inspector General of Police, Gilbert Masengeli, for contempt of court after failing to honor court summons while issuing the ruling. Justice Lawrence Mugambi said that the conduct of the Inspector General as a state officer undermines the supremacy of the Constitution and also the rule of law. Masengeli has defied 5 court summons, believe it or not, which he was expected to explain the whereabouts of 3 missing persons from Kitengela on the 19th of August. And as Ruth Wamboi reports, Masengeli will be sentenced on Friday.
Monday at the Milimani's court at 10:45 a.m. and acting Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli was a no-show for the 5th time. The court was informed by Chief State Counsel Charles Mutinda that Masengeli was in Wajir County for security operation and had instead sent his deputy Eliud Lagat.
It was for the appearance for an explanation why the habeas corpus orders have not been complied with.
Okay.
Lastly, my Lord, as I finished, and I wanted to go on record, because we have said it time and again, that we had filed an affidavit.
Leave that, because the reason why I did not look at that affidavit is because the issues petitioners had raised were not getting addressed. And that affidavit you are referring to came much later, even after the court had issued those orders and made a ruling.
For all the missing persons that we are still trying to uncover.
The petitioners' lawyers, led by LSK President Faith Odhiambo, argued several summons had been snubbed and the court should go ahead and sentence him to the maximum penalty.
It is clear that the respondents are the ones in charge of security in this country. They are in effect in charge of execution of warrants of arrest. They have clearly shown that they have no respect for the rule of law.
Delivering the verdict, Justice Lawrence Mugambi said state officers entrusted with public officers like the acting IJ must abide by the Constitution.
It is my finding that the first respondent, acting Inspector General of Police, is guilty of contempt of court. The court has a responsibility to punish deliberate actions that undermine the Constitution and its authority. The faith and the trust of Kenyans in the rule of law that they have suffered for too long cannot be taken for granted and decimated through acts of impunity.
Justice Mugambi has further summoned the head of VIP unit, Lazarus Opicho, on Friday for calling his bodyguards and driver over the weekend to know his whereabouts.
There has been unbecoming conduct by a senior police officer, the former JPU commandant, Lazarus Opicho, now the head of VVIP protection unit in the police, which the court considers as bordering on intimidation. I will thus order that Mr. Lazarus Opicho be and seen by someone to explain the conduct that included calling my bodyguard and the driver, trying to ascertain my whereabouts behind my back. I also need to ascertain what the reasons behind such an inquiry and many other concerns.
An attempt by Counsel Charles Mutinda to grant stay orders of the ruling for 14 days hit a snag.
We also sound ourselves strongly as the Law Society of Kenya that we stand firmly for judicial independence and that we'll stand with our courts of law as long as they stand with the people of Kenya, that they can carry out their duties without fear or favor of any intimidation by any person holding any position in this country.
A wanted man found guilty of undermining the principle of accountability and contempt of court. Ruth Wamboi reporting from Milimani's High Court.